Creating a team comp in Genshin is something that generally is not really a huge issue. Sure, having a good comp will help you to have a smoother experience, but with enough investment in your characters, you can kind of just say fuck it and run random shit, because unless you're trying to 36 star the Abyss, Genshin is actually a pretty easy game. All that really matters in this game is that all of your things are leveled up and that your team can have some form of elemental reaction. And while sure, most of the time a team optimized for a certain reaction will be better, you can get away with having different elements on one team and just dumping everything you have on the enemy. Neuvillette says fuck all that shit.
I'll do it myself.
Neuvillette not only makes having elemental reactions obsolete against most enemies, he makes having an actual team obsolete because he literally does everything for himself. He can heal himself, buff himself, and deal enough damage by himself. Hell, he's even his own emotional support. His power mostly comes from his charge attack, which in his case causes him to charge up for a while and then blast his enemies for a few seconds. However, it causes him to lose half of his health in exchange. This thing is the centerpiece of his kit, and his entire kit revolves around making it better. Every time that Neuvillette uses his abilities, they drop these blue orbs on the ground. When Neuvillette uses his charged attack, he will absorb up to 3 of these orbs in order to lower the amount of time that it takes to charge his Biden Blast, and it also heals him. Since his skill gives him 3 orbs and his burst gives him another 6, that makes 3 rounds of Biden Blast without stopping, and since it also recharges his energy, you will probably have another burst when you're done, if your team has a good battery support. His skill and burst just do a hydro explosion, which is like, sure, it's cool. You only really use them for the orbs. Although after you use his skill, it will also strike with a new Metal Hydro Burst. What makes it even better is the fact that Neuvillette scales off of HP, and his Biden Blast also does more damage the more HP that he has. Factoring in his self-damage loss and gain makes him the perfect user for the Maruche Hunter set, since it literally buffs everything in his kit. So you get more damage from losing HP, you get more damage by gaining HP, and you get more damage by having HP. Neuvillette also has crit damage as his ascension stat, plus he gets more crit rate from his set bonus, not to mention the substats on his artifacts, which causes him to have a naturally high crit ratio. Use him in a vape team with jungling and wonder why any other DPS unit exists in this game instead of just making everyone a Neuvillette. Being a Hydro unit means that he also has access to even more elemental reactions, like Freeze, Hyper Bloom, and Electrocharge, which allows him to just fit into the most powerful meta teams in the whole game and boost them to ridiculous level just because he's in them. Even if he didn't deal ridiculous damage on his own, he would still be powerful as hell because Hydro is such a good driver for other elements. I mean, just look at Ayato. Guy has the shittiest kit in the game, but since he's Hydro, he fits into the meta easily. Neuvillette just outclasses him by doing what he does, but way better. At the moment, Neuvillette is the strongest DPS in the game because every fucking star in the sky aligned for him to thrive in the current meta. He's a Hydro DPS with self-sustain and an easy way to use the current artifact set and amazing stats. And he's a driver for the best elemental reactions in the game. It's like MiHoYo just saw him and said, just give him everything. In conclusion, just blast! Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, consider subscribing and liking, and you know what to do, right? So, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.